Good morning,
Sorry.
everybody, and welcome to Market Check. It's really funny that you did that, Jack. It's because I was actually planning on saying good morning and welcome to. You kind of beat me to it, but welcome back, guys. Hope we're having a entertaining Wednesday, if nothing else. I mean, there's been a pretty insane amount of intraday volatility, as we'll discuss on today's show. Bitcoin traded up to 90K, and now it is down about 2%. How will we close the day? Is this the market front running the BOJ rate hike later today? We're going to discuss. But welcome. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm by this Chef Jacket and, of course, Tucker. Welcome back, guys. We're going to have a great show for you all today. But before we can dive into the price action and dissecting what the hell just happened this morning, I'm going to need you to smash that like button. Let's run it up today. It's the middle of the week. Some might even say hump day. Let's destroy the like button as much as we can. I know we're in a bear market for the likes, but even still, we gotta establish that accumulation range for the like button. Welcome back, though. Like I was saying, guys, I mean, just what can you even say about the move that we had this morning, right? Like we put in these massive, what currently look like scam wicks, the upside. We swept the Monday high on Bitcoin. A lot of altcoins couldn't do that, but Bitcoin did. I mean, we traded up from realistically like 86K to 90K in the span of 4 hours, specifically the New York Open squeeze. We've now fully retraced that pump. ETH is trading below the lows. So are a few altcoins from what I can gather. Hyperliquid's burning 13% of their supply and couldn't pump. I feel like these things are fairly indicative of the strength of the downtrend that we're seeing right now, right? We continue to ask ourselves, are we going to get that prolonged shoulder, potentially a range? Are we going to go higher, or are we going to see some downside acceleration from this structure when we look across the board? What we're seeing today does look a little bit more like we're about to see the latter, right? I mean, the fact that we just pumped effectively, I mean, what percentage of that on Bitcoin was it, guys? Like 5%, 4 or 5%, and retraced the whole thing. You don't really see that very often. And I think we did see equities kind of front run the scam move on Bitcoin this morning overnight. And equities were kind of calling bullshit on the Bitcoin pump on a lower time frame. If you were watching them, I would say ahead of time. So are we going to see the trend accelerate? Is this just a scam before we actually do get that squeeze? What are we thinking, guys? We have a lot to discuss. I couldn't even mention everything that is kind of going on in financial markets. Like, we're probably going to have to talk about Oracle and the AI trade as well. But that's going to make for a great show. So how are we doing, guys? What are we seeing? What are we thinking about the this morning's price action? What more is there to say?
Criminal.
It's like, man.
It's even bigger scam than previously thought possible.
Yeah.
It's just insane, man.
Yeah, it's criminal price action.
Not to mention that I said this to the boys before we started, but I had an add-on short, and they pumped it high enough to stop all the shorts, but not high enough to fill my shorts. And just like, you just gotta clap the cartel, man. They just know.
Yeah. What do we Jeez, dude.
Isn't that interesting?
Jeez, dude. I mean,
I think 750 is a big level for equities.
60-50.
Yeah, because then it looks like a trend shift below that level.
What, below the gap?
Yeah.
I mean, this looks like it wants new lows.
I think the loss of 6,800 is pretty significant. I was talking about, if you, like back in July and June, we were seeing a lot of options flows come in at 6,800. And that was very, very indicative of, in regards to where price is going to come into. and where
Look at
we were really going to dictate next.
God.
I think he actually meant that literally.
Like, do you know Peter North, Jackus?
No. No, I don't.
R.I.P. to Peter North and his bum. Anyways, yeah, I think 6,800 was kind of like the level, the line in the sand. It's been where a large amount of our dealer positioning has been at, and now that we're losing 6,800, you've kind of concluded or starting to conclude the move that we've had since June and July, and now we're going to be seeing rebalancing effects, and that rebalancing, in my opinion, is heading in one direction, and that's to the downside. And I mean, my goodness, looking at Bitcoin on the 4 hour is atrocious.
Look at the daily on beat. Like that candle is just.
Dude, I can't believe they pushed it to 90K.
Dude.
They needed to stop the shorts. That's it.
Do you think they used Sailor's buys? Is that who was responsible?
I feel like I'm watching the chart. Like, open up ETH, right, and go to like H1. There is like zero liquidity. It's just like they dump it. Then there is some bullshit price action when there is the leverage traders with $10, and then they just rate both highs and lows and just dump it further. It's just like,
It's disgusting. Yeah.
look at that. Look at that 2 hour pump to the highs there to stop the shorts. Then bullshit range, FOMC, lower range, lower range, lower.
It's disgusting.
Micro scalpers in shambles trading this.
Yeah, New York open scalp whores.
The liquidity just evaporated from this market. Like,
You know what this reminds me of, the setup? It actually reminds me of Feb of this year. I don't know if you guys remember.
February, yeah.
Yeah, the good old limp meat pattern ensuing. Sweep the range highs, and then boom.
I mean, this was equally as illiquid. It was just like a bigger time. Like this looks the same. It's just a bigger time frame, which is like even more concerning, kind of. But you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, I think where we're at is like the Feb Open. I think we're like pre the big dumb. Yeah, I think we're like right in there.
Bro, just look at the 15-minute time frame on ETH and draw a range high, range lows, more or less, on that. It's just.
Oh my goodness.
I guess somebody punted like 100 mil long at the top on Binance.
Oh no.
They just rugged him.
Oh no.
God.
Dude, Tucker, look at the 6 hour candles on ETH leading up to this move.
Oh no.
What do you guys think about the fact that ETH dumped to new local lows?
What do you mean?
Like lower time frame, Bitcoin is still technically trading somewhat decently above the lows that we set earlier this week.
I see. I think that's only due to the fact that ETH went much higher on this bounce. And so when you look at it from like super local perspective, it's at new lows. But when you look at it from the beginning of the month correction that we had, it's actually at the same level now. So I would say that the gap that ETH had with Bitcoin was just now closed.
That's a good point.
So it's always, stuff is relative.
This like illiquid price action does remind, I mean, I wasn't around, but I know how people used to talk about like 2018, 2017 Bitcoin price action, or like the Arthur market. In a way, on a lower time frame. It also does kind of remind me a little bit of 2022 in many ways.
I was there, Tommy, 3,000 years ago.
I wasn't lucky enough to trade the Arthur market.
I was. It was very fun. Order submission error. Your order was not executed. Very fun.
I'm still kind of going to use Sol as signal though, right? Like the fact that we have not been able to break any highs on a lower time frame, none since the one that we formed on December 4th. We've just given a baby sweep of this whole range. As long as that's the case, I think the trend is down, and likely, like Prometheus said, we're about to see some sort of downside acceleration. I don't think we're going to have to wait that much longer, but I have said that before, so.
Yeah, I think the best case, once again, what I was saying the past few weeks, the best case scenario is if this dies as quickly as possible, and then there is just a full reset. Like what you do not want is extended bounds here. And it's sort of that situation where like bulls are like, yo, we're going back. And I'm like, this is not what you want here. Any prolonged bounces, any higher price action only makes the downside later worse, more lengthy and much lower. So in my opinion, again, the best case, what ETH is doing right now is really good. And you kind of ideally want to see it drop, sub 2.1K by the end of December. That would be like the best case scenario, maybe in January, but the longer it happens, the worse in my opinion. So make it capitulate and let's restart the best case from here.
I think what I'm worried about, personally speaking, is if we continue to set new lows in crypto and we don't get that meaningful uptick in unemployment, like, because if you look at the unemployment chart, like that thing at some point in my time frames within the next probably 60 to 90 days, but you're going to have a huge blowout in unemployment. But if we continue to roll over in crypto and we don't get that, big blow off in unemployment and equities continue to remain strong, I think that's what worries me the most, is the fact that, the localized weakness in crypto is just, I want it to be accompanied by a larger market sell-off for that reset you're talking about, Jackus. Because if we don't get that, then I think we can go so much lower than like what everybody's talking about. And that's just kind of what has me like worried, is like, I want to see everything roll over like you. And I want it to be then met with printing and massive intervention by Trump and the Fed. Because then that for me signals, okay, high time frame bottom, like liquidity injection. And as we all know, like that's the only way to fix this roller coaster, is just to continue to like give it a little bit more juice, a little bit, and eventually things will just implode. But I don't think we're necessarily there yet. But I would like to see the whole thing roll over at once and not just crypto.
I absolutely agree. Like equities needs to catch up on the downside.
It's funny that you used that analogy, Prometheus. I feel like I remember making that analogy to the Sol trenches last year about how it was just like a bunch of crack addicts who kept like, it was like they were kept being fed more and more crack, and eventually they just burned out all at once.
They smoked the whole supply.
I phrased it much more eloquently when I made the reference the first time, but I can't remember how I said it.
I don't know, man. I think 2150 needs to come sooner than later.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you guys still in the camp that we see new lows, like sub-April lows?
On ETH?
Yes.
Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Sub 1400. Jeez.
I think it's definitely possible. You need to see how we react at a 2100. We do have the inefficiency between, let me see here, between like 18 and 21. I think that's a really strong demand region. But I think if you're encroaching back anywhere under 1700, I don't see the structural significance that's going to hold price at that point between 13 and change and 17. and then I'm looking, down to like 1,200, maybe even like 1,000.
I think it's definitely possible, because what isn't, right? But I would view it as being very bad for the future. I think we
Yeah,
still
I
do
agree.
need to hold it. But we'll see.
I agree. Do you guys have any thoughts on oil? I know that's been like a huge discussion.
Why is that such a huge discussion, Prometheus? Because I don't really trade oil, but I have been seeing more people talking about it.
Be CL1, Tucker?
Yeah.
Probably because it just made the new yearly lows and swept it. And you know how it is with CT. It becomes an expert onto the next new hot thing. Like, do you know how everyone was a Japan expert just a week ago? Or maybe not even a week ago.
It's the new macro theme of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
I mean,
I don't have any takes on oil. I have no idea what this implies for like the backdrop. I just know the chart looks horrible.
It looks like the Bitcoin euthanasia coaster in 2018, man.
I still say that.
Limp meat for sure. Maybe.
But I'm not a Forex trader.
Of course not. Of course not. Yeah, something like that. I mean, it's just untradeable. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like,
All right, is there any signal from like an oil ETF then? I mean, like, what is the significance of this moving lower? Does anybody know?
Bitcoin lower.
Just the commodities trade lower?
Yeah, I think there's some bigger implication. I'm not super keen on the oil trade, but I know that people have been talking that if oil collapses, it's not a good look for markets.
They're not going to send oil to zero, right?
Negative.
Oil went negative. Yeah.
yeah.
I love the stories of people trading commodity futures, ending up with like trucks worth of things delivered in front of their house.
You're like physically trading it.
Why is that the case, man? Do you guys remember that story of the guy who was trading egg futures and then they showed up to his house with like a bajillion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's a good question. Why do we care about the price of commodities?
Because everything loses value, I suppose. But yeah, let's entertain the current drop in or like the current move that we got today in crypto.
Man, Monad, I just keep looking at that chart and I just keep thinking to myself, I wish I would have just held a short open the entire time on that thing. It is just atrocious.
Oh yeah, I remember.
The good old 1618.
Yeah, bro. This reminds me of NGL, dude.
Bro, every new ticker pretty much this cycle that got listed was just like perma down. Like except maybe like TIA, it's just like listed down only. And I was saying, I think the last thing the space needed was a new launch. I would love if they do you remember? I think it was in Trump's past presidential term, and he said, like, I think he had a rule of like, when you're gonna introduce a new regulation, you need to do 2 deregulations. And I would love if like crypto exchanges did something similar, where if you're gonna list something, you need to delist like 4 shit. for shitcoins. That would be awesome. For every listing, do for the listing.
It looks to me like it gave an exit pump through the pre-market perps and then just went down only after.
Yeah.
You want to put the XPL fractal on this thing?
Mm.
Oh, I haven't even looked at XPL.
Dude, it is. I genuinely can't even believe it is still going lower. It's the funniest chart I've ever seen.
It
Is this
cannot
supposed to be
bounce.
some like neobank or something?
It's the Tether L1 plasma. Whatever the hell that means.
Jeez.
So we totally needed Tether to have its own chain.
Yeah.
We did.
It was Tron.
Yeah, it was Tron. That's true. What is Tron doing?
Tron is probably the only thing worth bidding.
Somebody say Tron. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that chart. I mean, it kind of looks like Bitcoin structurally in some ways, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Bitcoin at 15K.
At where?
At 15K.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, I know, but you see it though.
Could you imagine?
It's
Could
the-
you imagine the golden child is Tron the entire time?
The secret
The
ingredient
next-
of crime.
10 years.
Yeah, this is true. There was Zcash was, I mean, pumping to high heavens too. So there were opportunities at the start of October.
Yeah. Dude, things look great leading up until before 1010, I will say. Like you started to see liquidity come back in. Base was picking up. You had Binance Smart Chain doing things. Granted, I mean, that lasted like 72 hours, but
And do you
Yeah, there
remember
was-
like when we were getting a good season and then Trump launched his coin and then people were like, this is not good. But then he decided to launch Melania right after. And do you remember all those
Yeah.
other times when we were supposed to and then they just did some stupid shit and nuked it? Yeah, fun times.
Mhm. Yeah, and then we looked great right before, February heading into tariff season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like when ETH pumped, from 2.4K in November 24 into December, and IWM was hitting new all-time highs, and then we just rocked because of tariffs. Like lovely times. Just about fucking had it.
Are you tired of winning?
Are they recovering us a little bit?
That's only natural. Do we backfill some of that inefficiency, right? This is a mean
Dude.
reversion market.
If you were to look at the chart and you were to ask what's going on, you'd say like, oh, FOMC or like, CPI or something. Nope.
Any news?
What news? What news? It's like FOMC every day.
Wow, macro bros just sound like heaven on earth for them. FOMC every day.
Literally. Yeah, are we just gonna do this, Bart?
Are you ready for the Bitcoin dominance climb, Anon?
Ooh.
If I look at the total 3 chart, like the total 3S chart, and Tommy, I sent this to you, like super high time frame. It looks like we've been distributing, our altcoins have been in distribution since last cycle, and then the question, you got to ask yourself is how high does Bitcoin dominance go? If Bitcoin dominance has been going up only since the highs, or since altcoin season of last cycle, where does that lead us to? I mean, I don't think it's off the question for like Bitcoin dominance to go to like 80%.
You think
In
80?
relation,
You said 80% on Bitcoin dominance?
I don't think it's out of question. It's been going up only in a bull market. We haven't had a single relief bounce or a single, significant pullback or like downtrend the entire time. And what happens when we enter into a high time frame bear market?
I think it's possible, right? Like it's within a scope of outcomes that I could foresee for the market, but it's also like the most bearish outcome that I could come up with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
It's there.
I'll say this directly. I don't think we enter higher time frame bear market because I think alt's been in it in the broader scheme since March 2024. And obviously there's been few outliers, but like in general, alt's been in a bear market since March 2024. And I don't think and it comes to a definition, but I don't think ETH is in a bear market. It's not in a bear market even if it dips to 2K. I don't think BTC is in a bear market if it dips to 70. And where it would become bear market to me is if ETH is sub April lows and BTC is sub 24 range. And obviously followed by some problems within its fundamentals too.
Michael Saylor posted a meme fighting bears yesterday.
Did the manic trying to save his stock price? It's such a bad look. It's such a bad look. Yeah, they gotta. His PR team needs to get him. Like they need to shackle him, take away the login, everything.
Takes away
the guy up. We have 2 days, right? The new moon.
I'm not sure what you mean, Arthur. If you could explain.
He said, so we're still in it. I think you were talking about bear market or an altcoin bear market or something.
Not sure.
I think the discussion around prediction markets is, I think it's an interesting discussion to be had because you can go into prediction markets and you can have much higher probabilities of a payout. And I mean, if people are in the gambling mentality, I mean, and that's what really the majority of altcoin is, or on chain is, excuse me, then why would you be on chain and why wouldn't you then just go to prediction markets and have a better chance of making money?
Do you have a better chance of making money in prediction markets versus on chain though? I would argue that they're about the same. Unless you're just shorting volatility on prediction markets, which
I think you can build out models for the prediction markets much, much, much easier than you can build them out for on-chain. And really to be extremely successful at on-chain, for the most part, for most people, you just have to be a part of some like Telegram group, like some insider KOL cabal. Like, if you're just like regular Joe, it's very, very, very hard to make money.
Well, yeah. Have you seen the prediction market? Like those guys that basically act as like bots. They're not even bots, but it's like they buy both sides of the Bitcoin 15-minute candle prediction and then just like clean up.
Yeah.
People are printing money on prediction markets for sure.
Definitely not super efficient, right?
Yeah,
like,
I was about to say that.
To kind of ARP that.
I think the higher the liquidity, Tommy, the better the prediction.
I agree with that. Makes sense.
What
Makes
if you're wrong vol on prediction markets, Tommy?
I actually think because they're so inefficient, it's much better for most people, right? The inefficiency gives you
Edge.
a lot more edge. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it seems that Arsenal will be winning the Premier League and
Well,
the
they are
Champions League.
They are going to win the Premier League. They are going to win the Premier League. They're not going to win the Champions League. You know, they remind me of, Jack. It's just they remind me of Simeone's old Atletico teams that made 2 finals, or actually, was it 2 or 3? I think just 2, but they never won. They never
I
won.
think it was 2, maybe. Yeah, always lost to Real
Once.
Madrid. It's a cruel world for sure.
It is.
Like, I think everyone was rooting for Atletico except Real Madrid fans at that point.
No, 100%. People like to root against Real Madrid, though. You know, what can you say?
Yeah. I mean, Arsenal right now is, since, by the way, this is a fair discussion. I understand not everyone's into football, right? But we are talking about prediction markets. And so Arsenal right now is on 36 points, while City is on 34. And yet the odds on City are 36% versus Arsenal 55%. And I think that's, like, we discussed the asymmetric or like the inefficiency within the betting markets. And I think, again, you do not even need to be holding this till the end. That's what lots of people don't get, is that probably the best edge within the betting markets is that you just buy it mid-season and then sell it mid-season again for a profit. So, like, all that you have to do right now, right? Like, City is on 36. You buy the yes stocks, and then City perhaps wins the next game against West Ham, which is 18th on the table out of 20. And who knows, perhaps Arsenal just draws. It could happen. It's playing an away game at Everton. Probably not, but who knows? And suddenly, City and Arsenal are both on par, and those odds, those polymarket odds, can very well shift quickly. Not to mention that City has been trending higher lately, while Arsenal has been going lower. So you're technically buying into a bull market.
Yeah.
Maybe I can show this visually, because obviously people, like, there are some people who have no idea what I just talked about, but
No, I know exactly I kind of did that with Real Madrid last year in La Liga. I saw they had like an easy stretch of 5 to 10 games. I bought their La Liga odds. I think they went up like 30-40%, and then I sold them before El Clasico, and they lost El Clasico. So they were basically like, it would have cut my investment in half. But you can kind of just like trade around very random things in a way that you can't with a sports book. I mean, I saw Vlad Tenev, for example, and I don't really know if this is the best idea just in general, but like, for example, you can bet on abnormal events that insurance would typically cover, probably at a better payout than what the insurance would give you. So you can kind of like hedge your life in a way, which is kind of fucked up in a lot of ways.
That is crazy. That is so crazy.
It's going to make, I think, so many different markets. Like, I don't think people are thinking big picture enough to understand what that's going to do. Like, if you can kind of do subtle things like that, you're going to be able to like arbitrage all of the inefficiencies out of things like insurance pricing, right? I mean, if you can do it better on prediction markets, maybe that's I don't know. It's very speculative, but it's exciting because there's a lot of potential there to, I think, make a lot of unexpected markets more efficient. And most people, I think, are just looking at it from the scope of like betting and financial markets. But I think the scope is, it can be much larger than that.
How would you do it for insurance, though? Like,
I don't know. I mean, you'd have to have like some very specific markets, right? I'm sure eventually markets will be made specifically for like insurance coverage or stuff like that. And so the pricing on Polymarket will probably like eventually insurance pricing and like thinking way down the line, if it's even going to happen, right? Just dream with me for a second. You see insurance pricing and Polymarket pricing converge and you get a more efficient market for everybody at, effectively. I think that's like kind of a bit optimistic, maybe a lot optimistic for how the end game for prediction markets look. But I think there is a lot more potential than just betting and finance when it comes to these things.
You'd have to be able to like put your house catching on fire on Polymarket, right? Yeah,
or come up with like some other way to get coverage on it. It's interesting for sure.
You would just set your own house on fire, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, there are plenty.
People already do that.
I know, but then they have somebody to send out and make sure you didn't do it or whatever, right? So
it can't be like as specific as like, oh yeah, Anon's house. Let's bet on Anon's house.
Everybody just go burn his house down.
Like, you would bet on it, and then they'd come and light your house on fire.
Yeah, they just go burn your shit down.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, did you guys see that Finland team that got relegated from their like top? So Finland soccer league, and one of the teams got relegated, and the fans went like burned down the stands.
No.
Yeah, they literally like went like burns like
there to me.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
I thought Jackus might know about that.
Sorry, once again.
Oh. I know Jax is a big Finland soccer enjoyer.
Probably not.
I know a French team did that a few years ago. Like their fans ran out from the stands because they got relegated. Maybe it was into like the third division. And I think they were like, some fans were attacking players, actually. And it was a fairly prominent French club too. Like Saint Etienne, I want to say they were involved. They're fairly prominent. But markets.
Well, speaking of markets, right? This is exactly what I was talking about. Like, City has been constantly, you wanna treat this as a chart basically, and so currently you have City. I think the current odds aren't really well represented. We know, by the way, if you've been into football a little, you know how well Arsenal does in the fall until Christmas, and it so often ends up being first until Christmas and then bottles it in the second part of the league, right? Like during the spring. And so currently you are heading into the half of the season. Arsenal has been first, sitting on 36 points. And look at the topping structure, right? Like it was trending, and now it cannot go any higher. While City has been growing all the way, and again, it's on 34, which is just one win really away. So right now, City is playing West Ham, which is 18th on the table. Very good odds that they are going to win. They are playing at home. While Arsenal, on the other hand, is playing away against Everton. Obviously, they are the favorites to win it. But I'm just saying again, one draw for Arsenal on the away game, one City win, and you're sitting on the same points with Arsenal's bad history, and these odds can very well be like 50-50 or something, And at that point, you are buying very cheap here, in my opinion, and these are the inefficiencies in the market, in my opinion. Just speaking about.
I think prediction markets are they're much better unless you're trying to play because the only limit with Polymarket and prediction markets, right, is that you can only make as many multiples as 100%, like what's divisible by 100%. So you do have like a limited upside potential. So the people who are punting like plus 20,000 or plus like 10, 100, or like 100,000 odd parlays are not going to use prediction markets, but in general, it's going to be like they're much better tools to be able to gamble, at least profitably, in my opinion, because of what you said, Jack. Is you can trade them. You can't trade a sports book ticket.
Yeah.
We are bullish on prediction markets at Because Bitcoin, though, guys.
Good one too. Arsenal has a bunch of injuries as well.
I think so. I still think they're going to win the league just because their defense is clearly the best. But they got to figure out a way to score without set pieces.
Yeah, have you seen this on Kalshi? They
What?
have parlays now on Kalshi.
That's
Really?
funny.
Oh my
Prediction
god,
market parlays.
lovely,
It's getting
lovely.
ridiculous. Yeah.
I will say the people who are onboarded that I know that are younger are onboarded to Kalshi, not Polymarket.
Really?
And I'm not bullish on Kalshi, but that is a consistent trend that I like. College kids that I know are using Kalshi.
Really?
Yeah, because they have more markets, like way more obscure things that you can bet on.
Literally
Liquidity
never
is not
on
good.
Kalshi.
But like, for example, I mean, you've had these college football coaching searches over the last few weeks. You can't bet on that on Polymarket. You can bet on every single one on Kalshi.
On like in America,
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
This is America.
you can't do it in America.
I mean, they might have a VPN, but
And like the Polymarket app on your iPhone or whatever, you like get stuck on a wait list for an indefinite period of time.
Really?
I don't know if Kalshi has the same thing or not, but
well, I mean, I was texting you about an issue I was having with Polymarket literally earlier this week, Tucker. So it's kind of funny that
damn, are we bearish Polymarket?
no, I'm not bearish on Polymarket, but I do think I do think we're at like a local top for prediction markets personally.
What?
Really?
Yeah, like local top.
No, I'm talking.
Right.
I'm talking long Kalshi, short Polymarket.
No. Kalshi's the Fed. They're like a Fed
Deep
prediction.
state?
Yeah,
They're a honeypot, man. In my
That's-
opinion.
Yeah. What's her
No,
name?
I
Lopez?
would never-
Jennifer Lopez?
Yes, that's true.
Tommy, we know Fed coins are bullish.
Yes, but to say that you have to understand, because I'm saying that, I also have to say that Snorlax would never kill himself. It's probably a Fed honeypot, but
Oh,
let's pivot back to the charts, because I want to talk about one thing in particular, and that is the AI trade, right? Specifically Oracle, because I did see, who is it? Blue Owl said that they would
My
not.
man.
Like, there's been multiple things with Oracle this week. For one, like Blue Owl said, I think they weren't going to be buying either Oracle stock or debt. I can't remember which one it was. Warner Brothers rejected Paramount's bid. Paramount is owned by obviously the founder of Oracle, because they were worried about financing. What do we make of this, guys? Let's switch back to big countries.
Oh yeah. Gonna
Jack is just downloading Kalshi in the background.
I got it.
Because, I mean, you're seeing some air come out of something like NVIDIA today as well, because Oracle is having these concerns.
Geez,
That chart looks horrendous,
that
by the
is
way.
ugly.
Yeah, I mean, Oracle's, pretty atrocious. Obviously, they had the big announcement that they were getting into cloud or something like that. That's why they had the 60% up day on their earnings back in September. But ever since then, you've seen continual unwind, and a lot of charts. I mean, one chart in particular that's very similar to Oracle, in my opinion, is AMD. You guys know my thoughts on AMD at this current juncture. But these charts and these names and these companies that come out with these, big announcements in regards to partnerships and deals and new acquisitions and entering into, putting in new arms within the company, to new industries, and then if they start collapsing in on themselves, you then see what is supply side being in control and overvaluation, and the market now doubting the direction of the company. And because of that, there's a big systemic issue within a lot of these charts, because you now have shareholders questioning whether or not capital expenditure is going to be justified, and the amount at which it's occurring is, it's not like pennies, right? It's significant portions of the balance sheet that they're using to fund these new ventures and these new arms of the businesses. And if those arms don't pan out, I mean, you're going to see a lot of charts be wrecked for like a decade, right? And so Oracle collapsing in on itself, you know, a lot of Oracle is used as a hedge in the AI trade, and you know, it's pretty significant when you're seeing Oracle collapse in on itself, like I said, after that earnings, and really just go completely no bid, risk off for the last 2 months, or 3 months rather, is leading me to believe it is probably, or not probably, but potentially the beginning of the revaluation for a lot of these AI tickers, because we've talked about it a lot. You know, I just mentioned, you see a lot of capex, you know, being done, and very little revenue to show for it, right? And so the big question right now is, how do you monetize AI? And that's what the, you know, whoever does that the best is going to be the next NVIDIA.
Apple. No, I don't know. I do think Apple is becoming an underappreciated stock, though, in many ways. But I agree with you, Prometheus. They're going to have to figure out how to make a lot of these companies profitable. They can't just keep, like, the narrative is obviously strong to the upside and has been for multiple years, but I do think the skepticisms are as loud as I can ever remember them.
Trying to see how expensive puts are in NVIDIA for like April. They are ridiculous.
For April?
They're ridiculous. Anything on NVIDIA and Tesla are just absurd. I mean, it's absurd. You can't, the issue with that is you can't get enough contracts to really like have fluidity in your positioning, right? That's the big issue.
Because I kind of like this. I kind of like 140s for April, maybe. Just visually. Because I feel like you're going to get that.
You know what that looks like? That kind of looks like the top that the ES had back in April.
140s for April 7th.
Or not in April this year, but that looks like the top ES had in 21, excuse me.
Dude, they're $5 a contract. That's insane.
Do you guys think the next narrative for equities is going to be space?
Yeah, 100%. And energy, uranium, you know, reactors, nuclear. Also, energy transportation is going to be a huge thing. How do you get energy from point A to point B? What materials go into that? I think those are like the three big ones. Is space is going to be a little bit more speculative, but
oh my God,
you know, all those two go hand in hand.
What? This is some ETF or something?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just a trading view index, actually. But
what does SPC look like?
oh wait,
Oh my!
I don't think that's it.
What
is that space company, man?
Rocket Lab.
No, it's a different one.
No.
Why can't I remember? Virgin Galactic.
Virgin Galactic. Hang on, let me look at this.
Jackets.
SP.
Oh.
Oh well.
Oh.
This is like the Lucid of space stocks.
Yeah.
This is This is something Max would say that Will would buy.
Yeah.
Dude, this is worse than Lucid. They don't even have a working model yet. They don't even have a working like plane or
Yeah, the bed
rocket
is
ship.
the bed is
Fun story about this stock. When I was about to quit my job in 2021 to like do markets full time, I knew the market top was like in or already very close, and I was working with a guy who was like, "Yeah, I'm me and my buddies are all in SPC," and I'm like,
oh,
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. They were young though, so it wasn't like a significant amount of capital, but still, it's crazy to me. Of all the small caps that ran over the last few months, that this couldn't move at all is funny.
what's another? This is I hate how Gemini is called Gemini Space Station. That's so dumb.
Tell me how you really feel, Tuck.
Wait, like a crypto company?
Yes.
Crypto exchange. It's called Gemini
Yes.
Space Station. Like, what are you doing? Also, the chart is
Isn't
just
that the name of a band from like the 2000s?
I don't know,
Cobra Space Station.
maybe.
It definitely is.
What's another good space one?
Low-key an elite reference I just made.
Boeing. There's Boeing and Lockheed Martin.
What about Paras? What is this?
I'm not going to tell you where I was working, brother. I'm sorry. But it had nothing to do with what I do now. Let's just say that. My origins are kind of funny.
Give him the sector, Tommy.
All right, I was in the power tool industry. That's all you get.
Yeah.
I was not doing construction though. Kind of gives it away, but it's okay. Oh my God, that is a horrible chart.
This is an Indian stock. Is that what?
Can I short that?
Probably.
Yeah, you'd have to use
50.
Guys, be sure to look at the top right corner and do what it says.
Amen. Amen, brother.
Space Mobile.
You know what we haven't talked about in a while?
Huh.
BNB.
Soybean.
Is it B&B or is it soybean?
Soybean.
Soybean.
Oh, no. This doesn't look great.
It doesn't look good, Brev.
Tommy was slanging Ryobi.
Perhaps back in the day. In another life.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Luna.
What? Bro's like, yeah, biggest crypto exchange.
No context, just Luna.
I mean, BNB kind of looks like Oracle a lot, actually. Not kind of, a lot. But I do think the end result probably will be the same. I don't think it's Luna necessarily, but it when you zoom out the BNB chart, just the more you zoom out, the worse it looks.
Yeah.
It's like if you were to draw a diagonal from the two prior cyclical highs, or yeah, like a diagonal from the 2024 high and then the 2025 high.
What, that?
Yeah, man, it is kind of dire on this chart. It was a great pump, though.
Yeah,
ESC season was fun until they vampire attacked all my coins.
yeah, I feel like it's got to come down here somewhere.
Thinking about it, there is just like, I'm not saying the market's gonna pump right now because of it, but there is so many people that just want crypto to die. They just
I wanna-
hate it
A burden.
with all of their force within them. They're like, "Ah, fucking die, crypto fucking scam, just nuke to zero." I think that's a bullish case at some point, but yeah, it is what it is until then.
I think there's Q1 Hopium. I think there is.
All depends on how fast things happen.
Yeah.
Things need to be delisted. That needs to happen quickly.
That needs to happen, yeah.
Will they do it though? Probably not.
Mhm.
Maybe we just need to disable the buy button on shitcoins.
You're
I
gonna
still
be
say that
Cool.
what needs to happen is a massive delist season.
You're going to be paying people to take your alternative currencies off your hands.
But they will not do it. They love the fee.
And they still won't buy it.
And they still won't buy.
Jeez, I think you might actually get a Christmas nuke.
On Christmas?
Like,
Dude, I've been
Saturday.
talking about it. I've been talking about it.
I,
I'm telling you, you're coming into the most illiquid period within the calendar year. What happens? Trend continuation most of the time.
yeah, I think you like. I think honestly.
Hope you've done your Christmas shopping, guys.
I still have a few more presents to get.
I finished basically all my shopping yesterday. Give or take.
I haven't. I'm still waiting for BTC sub 70K. That's the present I want to get.
It's
Do you
also
guys celebrate Christmas in Czech?
Of course. Yes, we do.
It's not like Thanksgiving for me.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't
Yeah,
know
it's
if you guys were Hanukkah enjoyers or what.
No, it's a Christian country as well, although we are probably one of the biggest atheist country in the world.
Do you guys have what's the other guy? Krampus. Jackus.
Who? What?
Do you have Krampus?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we have those. We have those exactly.
That is so funny.
Yeah. Are you putting it up there, Tucker?
Yeah, I need to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. This? You got this guy?
Yeah, but can you put the actual ones?
Like the people dressed up as?
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. I think you know what we usually see before aggressive downside? There's like a very distinct, a lot of you have probably noticed it already. I'm sure the panel have. Before we like really nuke, we get these just like super scammy sweeps. And it's usually around New York Open. There's one in particular that I remember vividly because it cost me a lot of money. Was oh my god, if you guys remember December 4th, 2021, Bitcoin ended up going from 57 to 42K in less than 24 hours. It was one of the biggest nukes at the time that we'd ever seen. And what I remember distinctly from that morning,
This one right here.
December 4th. Yeah. What I remember distinctly about that nuke was, well, for one, I'd been sitting in a short for like a week and a half. I'd been waffling like back and forth between underwater and above water. And then that bullshit morning shakeout made me think they were going to take it higher. And they did. Yes, I got shaken out of like a 20 Bitcoin short on that wick. I fumbled so much P&L, it actually made me sick. And then, yeah, it went down 15K in one day. But that's what we see often before these nukes. I'm not saying it's going to play out within like 24 hours, but we will see like these super scammy and aggressive liquidity sweeps like right before trend continuation.
You're right about that, Tommy. That happens so often.
Yeah, we just saw it.
That
Well-
is such a gross candle. Oh my god.
Sleep well. Wait. If I'm able to share that way, one sec.
I'm almost worried what's about to appear on the screen.
What are you doing, Jack?
It's funny, man. It's gonna be funny, I promise you. I'm not. All right, it should be. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear the sound, but when you just spoke about that rate of the of those highs and just before that, nuke, it's like you looking at this chart with that fractal in mind and have fun sleeping tonight. Oh man! Did you hear the sound though?
No.
No, unfortunately not.
Did the Linkin Park song or no?
No.
I imagine it went something like this. I just love using that sound.
Well, even if you're not able to hear the sound, you are able to hear the sound.
Find out. You gonna fucking learn. Man, just the fact they couldn't even hold that up for more than like half an hour.
You know what else?
Dude, it was 15 minutes.
I went to get coffee, I showered, and the move retraced. Like,
Yeah, look at Sol on the weekly too. My goodness.
Hype is so weak.
Look at it on the weekly. It looks even worse.
Dude, this is not gonna hold $100.
No.
There's no way.
No.
Like you got a little something here, but
I think you're coming down into $40.
yeah, you're more like
Down 95%. Have you ever considered selling? It's no.
Jack is his points.
You're down 95%. Have you ever considered?
what am I hearing?
No, I can't. It's no.
Have you ever considered selling? No. You're down 95%.
I can't.
say thank you.
Have you ever said thank? Oh man.
Yeah, this
Like
is
that, like that's one of the best edits, sir. Like when he says I can't. It's that physical feeling
yeah.
that every one of us felt before. It's like I can't.
Man, hype went from one of the strongest names in the market to like the weakest.
Dude, the fact that it sold off that news that it had yesterday, it's like, why
Yeah.
would it not sell off now?
Have you heard
Which,
about?
by the way, we can talk about that. I don't think it's a good thing that they're burning those tokens. I think it's a huge strategic error. That's like the first time I've looked at something Hyperliquid has done and been like, yeah, that was really stupid.
Why is it dumb?
Because most people already viewed those coins. It's basically, they're burning everything that the Hype Foundation like have bought back over the last few months, and a lot of people already effectively considered that supply burned because it's not like they were going to sell it. And by keeping it, you have an additional insurance fund, which wasn't ever explicitly stated as the insurance fund. That was, I think, the assumption by most people who are like aligned with the protocol. They're just burning the tokens. And I don't really think that token burns are inherently bullish. You get a pump, and it's almost like it's probably long-term bullish for tokenomics, but short-term, all it does is create a pump that's exit liquidity and gets sold into. There's not like a discernible change in price. I think it's a big mistake, man. I mean, they're making their insurance fund very limited in case something does happen. And yeah, I mean, I would just have them much rather have like spent those tokens on even marketing or something like that. It's just, yeah, I just think it's kind of short-sighted. That I'm not going to pretend like I know more than Jeff, but historically speaking, token burns don't do anything for price. So
Kind of like this form.
I think
I mean,
it's
look at
fine.
this. Look at
Where
this.
where was the take profit?
Look at this thing. 50.
I like that.
Dude, this looks like it's gonna go like today.
I think it will give you a bounce at like 120 back to maybe like 127, and then I think it's gonna go.
Either way, stop above today's high. It's cooked.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
I think the market too is walking a very fine line if participants are hoping that what Trump says later tonight is actually going to be bullish for the markets. And if
He's gonna spill some shit, you know it.
Dude,
You
Dude,
just-
Hellboy's get an award.
dude, you know, he's gonna like say that we're like bombing Venezuela or like, you know, doing some crazy stuff. We're like, I don't even know. We're taking over all their oil, fields, and I mean, it's just like, oh my god, it's just
We
you can't
want
help
to be
yourself.
the #1 country for all of crypto and Bitcoin, and also we're bombing Venezuela.
Bullish, very bullish.
Oh God.
Dude,
So Sol and Jito Labs and Pump are in the middle of a racketeering lawsuit. Also, a lot of people don't know this, but certain swaps are now getting indicted for allowing North Korea to launder money, which I will not name names, but yeah, interesting.
I thought this when you were saying it too.
Oh my God, iconic. I can't even replicate the voice, man. It's just like it's so unique.
Try.
I'm not going to. No, I don't want to get.
My name's
clipped.
Jeff. My name's Jeff.
You got to put more accent on it.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
forced accent.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go, boys.
All right, see you, brother.
Zero.
Think you really know what a bad day is?
All right, I hear Jack is listening to the bear video again. Maybe we have time for like one or two more tickers, and then we can start to wrap things up. Is there anything that the audience would like us to take a look at?
Yeah, I tend to agree with Sigma Slayer actually on that. You can't do that. You can't say that and then leave. Yeah.
There's no bit within this.
Wait, what did he
market.
say?
He was saying something about North Korea and something. I don't even know.
Oh God.
And then he dipped.
North Korea partnership.
Yeah.
You guys know that meme where it's like, my job here is done. And it's the magician, and she's like, but you didn't do anything. That was Prometheus mentioning North Korea and then dipping right after.
Yeah.
Oh man. When is he releasing the tweet?
Is it a tweet or is it like a press conference?
Trump?
Yeah.
Well, usually it's a tweet, but who knows?
Let's look at McDonald's applications. Can we look at XMR?
Truly it is, man. Truly it is.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
The only value in crypto.
I honestly wouldn't even fight you on that.
Yeah.
Ways. I still think this is just gonna be a perpetual grind higher through time. Parabola will likely take some time because it's impossible to buy this thing.
Yeah.
Which
Getting
is
the
bullish.
least. Do you see that low in 2024?
Yes.
Mhm.
That's literally getting delisted from all major exchanges.
Honestly, it's extremely bullish that XMR can't be messed with by all of these centralized scammy entities.
Yes. And it's extremely bearish on all the alts that are on these scammy
Yes, sir.
centralized exchanges.
I kind of feel like we get to bid $300 again. Maybe wishful thinking.
I kind of see maybe not.
Like, to me, it looks like Oracle's grind after the tech bubble. It always has.
Yeah, it could kind of be like this, you know.
What I will say is this is going to be one of those signals, though. If it is ripping parabolically, shit's not good. Like, the world is probably not good because it means there's a genuine blow off demand for privacy coins.
I mean,
And
totally unequivocally at support, though.
what, Bitcoin? Yeah.
No, just total.
Oh. Is that really something you want to bet on holding, though?
No. Maybe a little bit lower, actually. Maybe like here.
Or door.
Yeah.
Just listen to Peter Schiff. I love that. I do think gold is going to go way higher. That's something we've talked about on this show before.
Peter Schiff is cooming.
I think there's like 2 levels here. That's it.
Are you guys FXCM enjoyers or Oanda when it comes to Forex charts?
And
No.
Yeah, Oanda.
maybe
No,
it's and there. Bro, these charts cannot even bounce. What the fuck?
The state of this market.
Silver is unstoppable.
That's probably not a good sign.
Probably not, but
I wouldn't be buying silver here though. Like,
no, I wouldn't either.
listen, currently it's at 66.6. We know what that means, first of all.
Yeah.
And, and
Sorry.
second, its weekly RSI is literally on par with every major top in the past. So I do remain to be bullish on silver, obviously, for the rest of the decade, but I wouldn't be buying it here. That's for sure. $66.66.
6-7. I'm making 6-7 jokes. We got to wrap up the show.
Yeah.
Just way too low hanging of a fruit not to make a joke. I'm sorry. What do you want from me, man? I'm a kid at heart. All right. That concludes today's episode of Market Check, guys. We hope you enjoyed the content that we have that we've shown you today. We talked about all kinds of things, man. I mean, I'm pretty happy with everything that we were able to cover. Prediction markets, the coins, equities, the AI trade, even precious metals here and commodities throughout the show. But yeah, if you did enjoy today's content, maybe you haven't tuned in before, maybe you have. Regardless, if you could smash that like button for us, we would be very appreciative, obviously. And you help us keep the lights on here at Because Bitcoin YouTube. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. A reminder that we do these shows Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Typical start time around 11:20 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to catch us again, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be back with more content. We'll see what the market has provided us. We know how Thursdays usually are, so I think I might have an inclination of what might happen tomorrow. Maybe we're front running it today, though. Who knows? Also, make sure to tune in for Market Talk, hosted by the legendary King Wabi. That is an X Spaces, hosted by the Because Bitcoin X account, as well as Wabi's personal account. So make sure to stay following and subscribe to both of those so you can be notified when we schedule those spaces and when we go live as well. But we do have a more uniform start time for those spaces, guys, which is 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thanks for tuning in. That's all we got for you. See you tomorrow. But until then, guys, thanks again. And of course, stay safe.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal,